Hey traders, Gavin McMaster here from Options Trading IQ, and today I wanted to share with you an Apple Iron Condor example. So if you've been interested in learning about Iron Condors and seeing them in practice, this will be a good video for you. Just a quick reminder that everything discussed is for educational purposes only, is general in nature, and does not take into account your personal circumstances. So going over to Interactive Brokers Risk Navigator, I always like to analyze each Iron Condor trade, or any trade really, related to options in the Risk Navigator platform. This trade was from Thursday last week, so pretty much still relevant. Apple hasn't moved too much. We've just gone up a little bit, but basically we've got about an 11 delta for the short put and about a 14 delta for the short call. Those numbers were a little bit different when we started. This was closer to 15 delta, and this was probably closer to about 12 delta, but still looking pretty central. I like to use a little analogy with this purple line here. This is what's called a T+0 line. It basically tells us how is the trade looking as of today. I like to use an analogy of this purple line being a hill, and we want to think about a ball sitting on top of the hill. When it's on top of the hill, it's not really moving anywhere. That's exactly what we want. If the price of Apple stock starts to rise, and let's say the ball starts moving down the hill here, once we get to about this level here, you can see that the ball's going to start to pick up speed and it's going to roll a bit faster down that hill. Same on the downside. Once we get through about here, we start to roll a bit faster, our losses get a bit bigger, and we're moving faster down that hill. So we always want to keep that ball more or less on top of the hill. The ball, of course, is the Apple stock price. We want to keep it fairly central within our condor, and that's where adjustments come in, which you'll get to see. If you do subscribe, I'll be doing updates on this particular trade, and you can see how I adjust it as the trade progresses. So basically, if Apple rallies, we can play some defense. We can roll these calls up. We can roll the untested side in a little bit. Lots of different things we can do. We can delta hedge. I'll explain that in due course once the trade progresses. In terms of the management of the trade, I set what I call decision points. Again, thinking about that hill, it's points where the loss is kind of acceptable, $40, $50 in this instance on that T+0 line. I don't want to let it get to $100, $150. I don't want the price of Apple to get up here to $245. We're getting too close to the short strike. We're getting too far down the hill. I always want to adjust around about here. So I've got a price alert set for 236 on the upside. So that'll be my decision point. And at that point, I'll either hedge, adjust, or close the trade. And again, I'll keep you updated on that. On the downside, I've set an alert at 215. That's going to be my decision point. Again, if that level gets hit, I'm going to hedge, adjust, or close. If neither of those alerts get hit, I know the trade's going to be more or less okay. We're sitting sort of in that top of the hill, and this purple line is just gradually going to move up towards that blue line. And I'll actually show you that if we roll out towards, let's say 2 weeks' time. You can see that purple line is starting to move up towards the blue line. That's exactly what we want. We're going to stay in this area here between about 215 and about 236 is where we want Apple stock price to stay. If it gets out of that range, we're going to need to adjust the trade. Now, I have gone out to October here. For me personally, there's only about 20 days or 3 weeks or so till the September expiration. So usually once we get down to about 21 days to expiration, I start moving my trades out to the next month. So in this case, October, and I'll be starting to wind down any September expiration trades. I want to minimize the gamma risk. Gamma gets highest as expiration approaches, particularly in the last sort of 7 to 10 days. So once we're getting into that 21 days to expiration, I'm usually winding down my September trades, and I'll be moving new trades out to October. So if you've got any questions on the trade setup or why I selected an Iron Condor in this case, please just reach out on email, info@optionstradingiq.com, or leave a comment below the video. And yeah, like I said, make sure to subscribe. I'll be providing updates on this trade. Most of the time, we do have to adjust Iron Condors. It's very, very rare that we would just leave them alone and not do anything. So stay tuned for any potential adjustments on this trade. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.